Hello everyone, Justin Patton here, back in Louisville, Kentucky from Key West, Florida. It's 40 degrees colder, so I'm missing the weather. But I've been doing a lot of thinking about a topic, and I wanted to share it with you today and kind of just get your thoughts. And it's really around, do we allow people the space to make mistakes in our lives? And so the question I want to start off by asking you, and the question I've been asking myself is this, is do I hold the people in my life to unrealistic expectations? And do I hold myself to that in kind of this perfect syndrome? And have I, as a result, have I unconsciously made it unsafe for people to tell me the unadulterated truth? The people that mean the most to me in my life. So my kids, my coworkers, my partner, my friends, my boss. Have I unconsciously made it unsafe for them to tell me the unadulterated truth? Because I hold people and myself sometimes to these unrealistic expectations. So I hope you ask yourself that question and get to start thinking about it. And I put in my notes that I believe that every one of us are teachers. And I believe that everyone that comes into our life is there to serve a purpose. And oftentimes our unrealistic expectations are filled with fear and they're filled with judgment. And so I went back through A Course in Miracles and I was reading this morning and I found this line about teachers. And it says this, in A Course in Miracles, it says, God's teachers do not judge. Judgment destroys honesty and it shatters trust. And none of God's teachers can judge and hope to learn. And I think about how many times my unrealistic expectations were filled with judgment. Because I do believe that the moment that someone doesn't live up to our expectations, we become nasty. Because we get angry and yell, we get hurt and we cry, we try to blame them and shame them into changing their behaviors, versus trying to sit down and understand why the situation occurred and trying to understand and communicate how that situation made me feel and what it did, and trying to get to a place where we understand each other, because that's how you make it safe. I believe we must acknowledge that people in our lives are going to disappoint us from time to time. We are going to disappoint people from time to time. Life is messy, and people let us down, and we let ourselves down. And so many times, our partner, our kids, our coworkers, our boss will say something that maybe they shouldn't have said, or they'll disappoint us with their actions, or they'll forget important details that we wish they would have remembered, or there'll be times that people are just selfish or we're selfish. And it's in those moments where people let us down that we have a chance to choose differently. And instead of coming from a place of judgment and reacting out of fear, that we can stop and slow down to say, what am I feeling? To honor that first. And to say, this is my moment to make the conversation safe, to build trust about where I see this going forward and to have a conversation versus always trying to react. Can we understand, and this is where I want you to get in your relationships, that I'm not there to judge people solely on the one-time mistakes that they make. I'm there to judge people, and I don't even like the word judge. I'm there to understand people's consistent behavior. And does their consistent behavior align to my values? And does their consistent behavior align to the boundaries that I have for myself and the relationships I want in my life? If their consistent behavior violates that consistently, then maybe I've got to make a different choice in this relationship. But every time if someone makes one mistake, or they don't do something that I wish they would have done, or they don't say something, so many times our reaction is just to bail out when the going gets hard. And that doesn't build trust. That doesn't build self-love, self-compassion, or compassion and love for other people. So can I start reevaluating these unrealistic expectations that I put on myself and that I put on other people as well? So I hope it gives you something to think about. What kind of expectations are you putting on yourself? And what type of expectations are you putting on other people? And can you make it safe for the people in your life to make mistakes, because they're going to? And when they do you make it safe enough to have the conversation about it and how we move forward and talk about it and deal with it? And understand that if that mistake is consistently happening, it's consistent behavior, that's when you need to step back and reevaluate what's happening, how you want to show up, and is it a place that you want to continue to show up in your life. So I hope it gives you something to think about. If you love the video, if you like it, if it gives you something to think about, like it on Facebook, share it with your friends. And if no one tells you today they believe in you, I hope that you know that I believe in you. There's a lot of people that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and it gave me a platform to do bigger things. So I want you to know there's people out there that believe in you when you don't believe in yourself, and I'm one of those people. All right? Have a great day. I'm headed to Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. Super excited. And so I will talk to you next week, and I wish you all the best for this weekend. All right? I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.